I'm going to start dating myself. So if we go back to the late 90s when I first got into real estate, websites weren't really a thing at that point. We had dial up through AOL. We had a 56.6K connection. And just take me back to the 86, 80, 84, 85, 86 era. I was programming on a Sinclair, Timex Sinclair TI-99, I think it was, Texas Instruments, and actually Timex watches with Sinclair. Hard to remember exactly who made that product, but it didn't have a click keyboard. It had a pressure keyboard, which was just remarkable. But just programming on that, getting basic programming games out of magazines, that was that. Fast forward to the early 2000s, websites were a big deal, and a lot of agents were trying to do their best scoring top of the internet search pages. And back then, you always wanted to be above the fold, meaning when you're looking at a web page, either on your phone or on your laptop or on your desktop, you want to have your business represented as being above the place where people have to scroll down. So just on the screen, the way it sits. So if somebody goes to one of the search engines and inquires, asks some kind of a qualifying question, then the search engine comes back and gives those results. You wanted your website to be there above the fold at the top so nobody had to do anything. If you want to hide a dead body, you always do it on page 2. Nobody usually goes to page 2. But now if you look at all of those main pages, they're filled with advertising, a lot of sponsored ads. And of course, they're trying to get their money out of the pay-per-click campaigns. You go to Facebook, you also have a lot of ads there, but I'll tell you, it's been my experience that those ads actually hit a little bit harder, and they are less expensive for the business owners out there, including real estate agents, anywhere from $2 to $8 per click. And on Google pay per click or some of those others, you're going to be paying a lot more than that. Also, those clicks, a lot of them are unrepresented. So in some cases, I've heard that sometimes bots from other sites are going to go out there and click on those. They're just going to go through your spin revenue. On Facebook and Meta, those places, you really don't get that because anytime somebody clicks, it already has their information as well. It already has their information, so they can't be so anonymous. That's why the money actually equates to being better. And then are you able to convert those leads? What are you doing with them when they come in? Is there some kind of autonomic system if somebody's going to be filling out a form or sending you a DM sometime very early in the morning when you're not awake or when you're with clients out doing your business? What's going to happen with that information? Is it going to just go away? Or are you just going to wake up to a DM message in the morning and then reach out to them? They're going to say, oh, well, I appreciate it. Already found somebody. Thank you very much, which is typically the case. Almost 80% of the time, that's what's going to end up happening if you don't attend to that lead. So there's autonomic systems out there using artificial intelligence that will allow you to have that DM come in, and then the system will actually respond as if it's you. And then they go back and forth with that particular browser or client or person as they're being interested in your business. And then eventually it'll schedule an appointment, or if they're not ready for that, give them the information they need. And of course, after already securing their personal information, putting that into a client relationship management system or CRM software, and then having something sent out to them via SMS and also email, because it's always going to get their phone number as well. And then it'll go back and forth with them and bringing them to that best decision, whether it's needing your services, whatever that may be, or buying a product that you sell, or getting a membership at something that you put together, those sorts of things. It's the nurturing sequence that's incredibly important. I heard something today that I can't believe I'd never heard before, or I've dismissed. The fortune is in the follow-up. Whenever people reach out to you, if you're spending money on pay-per-click, even if you're not, even if you're putting together ads, you're putting together content, you're putting together things in an organic nature, getting those placed online, and you have people coming through asking questions because you've shown up at the top part of the search, that's not easy to do. And when they're doing this and they're clicking on you and they're asking for information, if you're not there to attend to them, to follow up with them immediately, you're going to lose them. That's just the way it works. Now, having said that, something that I'll bring to your own awareness, if you're not aware, you know, when you go on the search engines and you punch in something, you're looking for a particular product or service, a lot of those ads at the very top are going to be sponsored. They're going to be people paying for placement, and that includes the major syndication websites. If you happen to be watching this and you're a real estate agent, as am I figured out that what's going to end up happening is a lot of those systems are going to go away because a lot of the large language models or artificial intelligence platforms, they are actually bringing in search. So when you go, and right now for Chrome, for example, for me on the Chrome browser, I have it tied into ChatGPT. So I know I have to go to google.com specifically if I want to do a Google search. But if I'm asking questions or looking for things, ChatGPT is my first layer, and then it's going to provide me the information it found. Now that's going to become more and more normal as we move through the future. What can end up happening is if you're looking for a particular product and you don't want the sponsored ads, because that's also where people are searching for real estate businesses. They're not really too interested in the sponsored stuff. They're smarter than that. They want to see somebody show up at the top part of the search engines organically. Well, how do you do that? What is it? What is that price of admission? There isn't any tricks built into that game anymore. There aren't any. In fact, we go back in the day in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, there was something known as black hat strategies. In the wild, wild west, the cowboys that were usually villainous had the black cowboy hats. And the good cowboys usually had the white cowboy hats, with a few differences, but that's typically how it was. So black hat SEO strategies, well, that happened to do with agents that were going out there, not agents, but people, website builders and SEO experts were putting together a lot of keyword rich pages within the websites to try to boost the availability and the view of these particular websites so they hit above the fold when people are doing searches. And those strategies have been debunked over a lot of years now. But by Google, they caught on. They said, and the other search engines, they said, well, we're not going to allow for that. That's cheating. So then they went to a content type thing. So now they're looking at the best content to best answer the question. They have their top secret algorithms in place. But what happened to us real estate agents back in the day is for a while, we were able to hit page one above the fold just by putting content together, just by writing a blog talking about real estate in a local market, talking about your expertise, maybe your latest experience with a home buyer or home seller or another agent, whatever it may be. Talking about these things in written form online was really good at getting you far above the most of the other websites, besides, of course, the sponsored ads. But back then, the sponsored ads were just one. There was one link, and then you had the organic stuff. Well, now there's a lot of work. There are a lot of search, paid for search on those home pages of the different sites when you're doing searching, and it does create a mess. You're not able to really get that placement. Well, now, folks, it's coming around again. It was that back in the day, you could score high, and then people kind of abandoned websites. I know I talk to a lot of agents when we're talking about AI integration in their businesses, getting the voice AI set up and other programs that I offer through HonorElevate.com. I talk to them, and they actually don't even have a website, or they have the one their company offers. The IDX systems, Internet Data Exchange plugins with CRMLS, which is our local here, and a particular website, those are still available. You can actually still get websites. If you have a WordPress site, you can have that plugin put in. There's different agencies that'll put those together. I can as well. But you pay for these different websites, and now all of a sudden you get a little bit of SEO boost because now you have a website and you start typing on it. Well, it was like, why do it? Because you have Zillow, Realtor.com, Redfin, these massive sites, and Zillow. What a great idea that was, because agents are putting in data and information in there on a daily basis via the Zillow blog, the Zillow Q&A, the same thing with Trulia. And they're basically building up that SEO for that website all by themselves, not even realizing that they potentially could be shooting themselves in the foot by doing so. But it still happens, right? So they go on there, they answer the Q&A because they think it's going to help, but realistically, it doesn't do anything for the agent, except maybe make them feel good, but it does build Zillow very, very well. Well, after time, Zillow's probably going to come back and fall off, and a lot of these LLMs are going to be looking for more Q&A type results, more conversational data. And what they're going to end up finding is they're probably going to do more focusing on those local agents and those local markets. And if you're not there, if you're not producing some kind of content and you don't have a website that has fresh listings publicized on it every moment when something enters the market, you're probably going to fall behind. But it's coming back around, and probably a good idea to start to explore where you can start to appear online more than just the social media. Now, social media is probably going to still be a big hit. I don't know if in September TikTok is going to go away, but you want to definitely stay with the metas, which are the Facebooks and the Instagrams. You want to definitely be on there, have business pages built. If you get some kind of an idea, comes to you in a dream in the middle of the night, and you want to build a different business page where you talk about a particular type of real estate, keeping up with that, that's great. I do have a system. It's like one of the ones that you can actually put in your real estate update, what it may be. You can have a ChatGPT put together a daily update. You can then take it there and it'll post simultaneously to whichever avenues you have in the social media sphere. So if you have 10 Facebook business pages, each for a different thing, it will post to all of them simultaneously, or 2 or 3 of them or whatever. So it's really a very easy thing. You don't have to keep going in, remembering different logins and stuff. The system does keep control of it. It does include TikTok and LinkedIn as well, plus, of course, Instagram and Facebook pages. So you'll be able to see, you can put all those accounts in one. So one post, one time, goes to all the ones that you want, including Pinterest if you'd like, and also YouTube if you want to do your videos that way. That saves time and money. Also, having a calendar system that plugs in and is able to have you create multiple calendars, but really 1 or 2 is all you really need. If you happen to have agents working for you, the same system, you can build out different staff. So if you have people that work for you, you can build out their own individual pages as staff, own individual extensions into the website so they can log on from their phone. They can log on online. They have their own login. And when leads come in and booking through their calendar, as the overall seer, you'll see it all, plus your employees, buyer's agents, secretaries, assistants, whomever you have working with you in your business. They'll get whatever information they're supposed to, of course, by your command. We're going to see this world start to change yet again. And it seems like every day we wake up, there's a massive change in the artificial intelligence world. And one day very soon, we're probably going to wake up and be completely startled by the biggest changes around us. Be careful, be wary, and be prepared. But if you want your business to continue to grow, or maybe grow like it hasn't, you really do need to embrace artificial intelligence and start to understand the best ways to implement it in your business. I started a community as well. It's community.honorelevate.com. It's a members only community. I'll include the link here with the video, but it's something you can join where I'll be talking about artificial intelligence. There's no spam. There's nothing else. I'll just be giving it to you directly from here to here in you. And I hope you're well. I'm Connor with Honor. When you're ready for your next steps, we can jump on a Zoom meeting, and discuss the best ways to maybe begin implementing artificial intelligence into your business. We can look at where you are online currently, where you might want to build things out, and then I can help you do all of the above. Be well. We'll talk to you soon. If you want to check out the AI voice system that I put together, I have a demo bot running that I programmed. And again, it's not going to be for your specific business, but it'll act like it is. You can give it the information it asks for and check it out. It's at 661-219-7299. 661-219-7299. Be well, everybody. I'm Connor with Honor. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.